Well, last week I declared the Green Bay Packers dead. Looks like they're back from the dead. They looked so much better in this game. They looked like the team that we were expecting them to be heading into this season, at least to some degree. Maybe not perfectly, but they looked so much better. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about what went well early on, why things kind of went off the rails a little bit in the middle of this game, but then how they were able to get that comeback, how Christian Watson really is the piece that this team needed, and all of the other crazy overtime stuff. Let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. What's going to happen here is this is something I've been waiting to see from the Packers, and I made a whole video saying, could Christian Watson save the Packers season? And it was literally with plays like this, where it's a cover 3 zone. Watson is running a go route. They've been trying to hit these routes, these deep routes with a single safety deep, trying to get it outside the numbers. Lazard's hit a couple, but they've really struggled as a whole to get that kind of stuff. You need someone who can be very explosive, and also, it helps if you're a taller receiver as well. That's why Watson was drafted, because he's fast and tall. So watch what happens here. Rodgers is going to take the snap and run this play action. You do see that Watson just runs by his intended corner, meaning that at this point, there's not a huge window, but there's a big enough window, and Rodgers, despite what some people might tell you, is still playing at a very high level. Watch Rodgers really put this one perfectly on the money, and they're able to get that big completion there on the 3rd down and 1, get the big touchdown. This is something the offense has needed, and being able to hit on a couple of these, that's the hope, is that this can help the Packers start to play better. And, right off the bat, this made you feel better about it. Now, going over here, they didn't hit all of them. This is going to be one where it's a very similar situation. Single safety deep. It's man coverage now, but basically the same idea. Watson, who is not lined up on the outside now, will get over there. So 3rd down and 4. A little surprised they kept doing these on 3rd downs, but still, that's kind of when the opportunity arise to some degree, so that's probably part of it. Rodgers is going to take the snap. He is going to look towards his right. He's going to throw towards his right. As of right now, there isn't a ton of separation. I think Christian Watson kind of plays this one weirdly. Watches Watson it feels like he doesn't go as fast as he had to. I think he kind of just didn't read that. I almost wonder if he lost the ball in the lights or something for a second, because he just kind of read that one very bizarrely. That could have been another completion, though. So again, hitting a couple of these will make your offense look better. We saw some guys start to make some plays, which is what we needed to see from the Packers. First off, in the running game, something we've seen them certainly do this season, but they were able to hit a couple of those again in this one. Watch how when Rodgers takes the snap, he's going to give the ball to Jones, who at this point, it's actually Micah Parsons, who seemingly has a beat on this. And you think, okay, if Micah Parsons has a beat on you, that's typically not very good, because that guy can absolutely fly. However, Jones makes a very good move, and he's able to get to the edge and get into the end zone for a touchdown. Also does the Marshawn Lynch into the end zone. I love a good, Marshawn Lynch style celebration, certainly. So, good stuff there from Aaron Jones. And also heading over here, we also saw, it's going to be a little bit different than the Christian Watson stuff, but still kind of a similar thing of, with a single safety deep, having receivers win on the outside, the Packers were able to do that. Right here, it's going to be Sammy Watkins here, another guy who has, just not been healthy too much this season. That's kind of Watkins' thing. So you're hoping that, hey, Watson and Watkins both being healthy, maybe that helps this offense a little bit. Watch as Rodgers takes the snap. It's a bit of a tough throw because he's throwing from the hash marks on the top of the screen. Also, Watkins doesn't appear to be that open. He doesn't have much separation, but what he does have is a clear line of vision towards the ball. The defensive player has his back turned towards the quarterback. He's facing the sideline towards the bottom of the screen. But watch this throw, watch Watkins adjust to it, and they pick up a 1st down on 2nd down and 22. So you're seeing this stuff, and the Packers were able to make it tied. You're thinking, okay, things are going well for the Packers, right? But there still are just those issues, especially on special teams, another special teams turnover here. And just, not just, that wasn't the only turnover we saw in the game either. Something like this, I did think this was on Rodgers, in my opinion. Again, I don't think this season is a Rodgers issue. I really do not. I think there's been a lot of other things at play. I don't blame Aaron Rodgers for this necessarily. The way this play works is it's going to be designed to get the throw to Allen Lazard, who's going to be running over the middle. That's what this play is designed to do. Rodgers takes a snap. Rodgers is going to look towards Lazard. And listen, it didn't get wide open right away. It took some time. Even now, it's tough because you do have linebackers who are in front of it, but I still feel like you could put the ball past the linebackers, put it in a spot where Lazard could make the grab. It's a 3rd down and 3. Rodgers is going to try to do something else, and we can debate if this is smart or not smart, but he's going to try and scramble up and see if he can run for the first down instead. When he does that, it backfires. Not only does he not is not able to get the first down and runs into a sack, he also loses the football on top of that. So again, these are just some tough plays by Green Bay and plays that they have to get better at, really. I mean, again, they're in a tough spot regardless, but this is just kind of what's continuing to go wrong, is there's things like this. Going over here, we're still seeing a situation where, the offensive line is having their missteps. Because again, I actually thought the receiving core, it's not great. The receiving core is not going to, wake up and be Cincinnati, right? It's not going to be a fantastic core, but I actually thought that it did what everything you could ask from it today, I thought, or at least, with what the guys have, they played relatively well, just given the talent that is in that, receiving core room. But something like this, where it's like, okay, you see that Dallas defensive tackle who's going to run a stunt right here. I mean, watch him, really, he's going to get this immediate pressure and gets through to sack Aaron Rodgers. So that stuff's still not going well. So, again, at the offense, you're showing flashes, but there's a consistency issue, and you're still having those negative plays as well. As for the comeback that would happen, it was really mostly due to Christian Watson, the guy who I've circled on this play. And really, his speed was just too much for Dallas to handle at times. Watch on this play as he's just going to run by, and the corner who's trying to cover him is, emphasis on trying to, because it's really a speed thing that comes into play here. Yes, Watson made a good move to kind of get him turned around a little bit. However, if Watson wasn't as fast, the defensive back would just have more time to get back into position, but you have to get back into position right away. And really, if Watson can just get you a step off, this can be a huge way for him to win. The safety is currently running up towards the top of the screen, focus there, so this allows for Watson to still be open. And also, by the way, this was on a 4th down and 7, so if they don't get it here, I don't know if they come back from down 14 in the 4th quarter. Rodgers makes this throw. He is able to hit Watson, who gets into the end zone for a touchdown. So that was his second touchdown of the game. It would not be his last touchdown of the game, although, maybe his most impressive, you could argue. This one was the other one, and it's going to kind of be a similar thing, just on a much smaller scale. This time, it appears as though it's a man coverage play, but they're going to try to pass him off and have the safety take it up. But still, again, he's just too fast. Watch Watson really just blow by, every Dallas player trying to cover him. He's able to get into the end zone and help tie up that football game. So again, what he's bringing to this team is exactly what this team needed. This is why they drafted him, and we knew it was going to take him some time to develop, but we also knew that there's no need to give up on him if he struggles early on. And now that he's kind of playing the way that we wanted to see him play, things are just looking really good. This play was just straight up bizarre. So there's 30 seconds left. If the Packers get the first down here, they absolutely have a chance to get a game-winning field goal at the end of regulation. Rodgers takes a snap. He's going to run a play action and then eventually get to this point where I paused it right here. So, okay, play action didn't work. What you see down the field didn't work. Looks like he has a lane to run here. Again, you can get to the sideline as much as possible. I'm surprised Rodgers didn't just take a chance here. Again, you don't want to take a hit if you're Aaron Rodgers as a whole. Trying to avoid hits is definitely good business. That's smart football for someone as valuable as him. Feels like, though, you're 3-6, season on the line. This is probably the time to just sort of put your head down, run, see if you can pick up the first down, I think. Instead, Rodgers decides to throw the ball away. I don't know if he would have gotten there. I think he would have. I do, but I could be wrong about that, especially if he made his decision early. It might have taken a hit, but I think he would have gotten there. So kind of a weird decision by him. I don't know why he just threw it away. Also, he then went over and yelled at his coach LaFleur there, so maybe it was about, who knows what's happening. I tried to not read too much into that stuff, but still definitely a weird sequence right here. So yeah, I mean, as a whole, just a really good game by the Green Bay Packers, what they were able to do. Huge win for them. 4-6, and don't look now, but they're just outside of a playoff spot. As tough as this season has been for them, they are certainly still in the mix. Now, they're in a hole because of the fact that they went 3-6 to begin with. Definitely, they put themselves in a hole, but big win against a competitive team in the Dallas Cowboys. They play the Titans and then the Eagles, so it doesn't get too much easier from there, but it does actually ease up a little bit. You do have games against the Packers, Rams, and Lions down the stretch, but again, you also still play the Dolphins and Vikings, so Bit of a tough schedule. They are in a bit of a hole, but the way you get out of a hole is by winning football games. That's what they did here, and they looked good doing it. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.